Many moons ago, I visited this beautiful city called Strasbourg. It's in the northeastern part of France, touching the borders of Germany and Switzerland, and I had this incredible soup. It's a combination of sauerkraut, potato and speck, and I'm going to try to replicate it for you. Usually it takes quite a while to cook because you want everything to slowly cook together, but I'm going to speed the whole process up using the Turbo Cuisine Maxi, which is a pressure cooker. Now we need to fry off some onions first, so a little butter. Of course, it's French, so we do need that little bit of butter. 1 onion that I've finely chopped. And this is one of those soups that you don't make a small portion, you make a big portion because it freezes well. And with this type of pressure cooker, it's extra, extra large, so you can fit quite a big capacity in here. So this is on the stir fry mode, so we're just getting a little bit of heat into the onions to soften. To this, I'll add some speck. Now you'll need about 100 grams of speck. I love speck because it has a beautiful amount of fat and meat. It's a smoked meat, again, very classic in those areas. You can substitute it for bacon if you like. I just love speck because it does really remind me of that French region. And so you can imagine just eating this soup and having these small little chunks of savoury pork in there. Fantastic. So about 100 grams is plenty, and another stir just so some of that fat renders and gives flavour to the onions. Now to bulk out this soup we need some potatoes, so 2 large Desiree potatoes, or you can use 4 medium. I'm going to cut these into 6 and then into 3. You want them to be the same size so they cook evenly. Great. It's also going to help thicken up the soup. Potatoes can go in. Okay, next ingredient is the sauerkraut. Again, one of those main ingredients from that area, also Germany. It's a fermented cabbage and it comes in a jar. You can make it yourself if you like, but these days you can find sauerkraut everywhere, all supermarkets. And usually you would just serve it with some sausages, maybe some potato salad too, but it's such a great ingredient to have on standby for a big hearty soup like this in the middle of winter. So we'll just fold everything together. Now for some liquid. So a very famous wine from the region is a Riesling. So a splash of Riesling into our bowl, and then some stock. So some chicken stock, you could use some veggie stock if you like. We just need quite a lot of stock for this because we want to make a big batch of the soup. So in with the stock. And I won't add any salt at this stage because we do have the pancetta in there. At the end, once it's cooked, I will have a taste of it. If it needs some seasoning, we can always add it then. Now, the lid can go on. We'll lock that. So one of the functions is the soup function. So it's already set up with the timing. All I do is pop that onto the soup symbol, press start, and the soup is going to be ready in 12 minutes. That's my kind of soup right there. So while the soup was cooking, I just whisked some cream, just some thickened cream with some nutmeg and some white pepper. So I've safely released the pressure and we can open it up now. Oh, I love the smell of this soup. I can smell that speck. It's just the best. So you can have the soup as is, or if you want it to be a little bit more refined, you can just mash it slightly, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'll take that spherical bowl out, and just with good old classic masher, I'm just going to mash that a few times. See those potatoes? We just want to break them up. Can you believe that took 12 minutes? And we've got this luscious, hearty soup. The potatoes are cooked. Everything has combined nicely. Because it's cooked under pressure, we get that intense flavour quite quickly because none of the liquid is evaporating. Okay, that's looking good. Let's plate this up. Big, generous ladleful of this soup. This definitely is not an entree soup. It's a main for sure. And some of that beautiful broth over the top. And just that little puddle of cream. See how fluffy that is over the top. And you'll see, as soon as it hits the heat of that soup, it just starts to melt. I just love that. Another little gesture of nutmeg and some white pepper. That is a beautiful soup, perfect for winter.